All right. So it appears we have possibly some good news. Invasions is done.
Yes! That's awesome!
Now I will show, what I have discovered. This is kind of a little while. I haven't got around to doing this, but like what happens with a lot of the data mining, it happens usually pretty fast. And this has been around not long after the release of Chaos Reigns this year, as you can see by the timestamp and date. Interloco says MK1 Chaos Reigns mini data mining. There is not next invasion season. Teaser is at the end as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. Oh my god. Anyway, I don't know what I did there. The amount of pre-rendered cutscenes is almost a fourth. I don't know the length yet. It will take me a long time to finish the download. Don't expect other major news. I don't think English is his first language, right? Over here on Ice Cream, he says, yeah, I think invasion seasons are over. With this current season, Liu Kang being the last one. There's always a secret fight in invasions when you beat the final boss to preview next season's character. This time around, the secret fight has returned to Season 1 Scorpion, implying the seasons are about to be repeated. If you cast your mind back to what Fate, not me, Fate Unknown, said a long time ago, may now be coming to fruition. They will probably shuffle around the Kombat League reward or maybe even put new ones, I don't know, but they messed up the ranking on Atara's season with her being Grandmaster instead of Warrior. So, now we do know, right, that one of the, combat casts did state that eventually invasion seasons would roll around again, and that would allow people to get stuff that they missed. However, I have questions. Questions that need answers. Shadowfax, come here. We're going to, is it Minas Tirith? Have I got that right? Yeah, we're going to Minas Tirith. Right. We're going to go through the archives. We're going to find out the truth. The reality is, though, is that we have a tower for legacy seasons, legacy seasonal skins in Towers of Time, right? I would not be surprised if we just lose access to invasions completely, right? The amount of nodes that you can literally skip over now, it's massive, right? And that's because it's boring, right? It's a shit mode, right? Towers of Time could literally replace all of invasions. I've talked about this before, and it'd be perfectly fine, right? You have a tower in there, say stick it up the back for the current, seasonal stuff, but you probably don't even need that, man. You could probably just have it that you do away with all of that stuff and you just grind up the legacy season rewards. Because we have that right now in Towers of Time. So we don't need invasions. Invasions is just piss and pus, right? We don't need it, right? And yeah, if there's no, I haven't even started invasions yet, right? I've just been playing Towers of Time. But you've also got the point system that they brought in, where you can earn rewards through that, right? I'd have to check. I don't know if Combat League rewards have been put into that part yet or not. But as I've stated before, we should have a Combat League tower for PvE players, so people that play offline, aka not online, right? Because Combat League is the equivalent of injecting AIDS, right? So, I don't care if the online in Mortal Kombat crashes and burns, to be perfectly frank with you, right? But anyway, Towers of Time is a great way. Now, as I've also stated, they need to sort of do some extra things with Towers of Time. I think they should put rewards on every single tower. So that way, at least there's always something to go for, right? But ultimately, it's a far better system than Invasions, right? And they even replaced, so the middle mesa in Invasions is completely changed to Towers of Time, right? So I wonder that once this rolls out, once this particular last season ends, that it'll probably just be it. Now, I don't know if they'll, because it's not like we're really missing much. Who really wants to run around node to node in that shit again. Nobody wants to do that because it's boring. It's not fun. Okay? The ultimate goal of invasions is for you to get the rewards, right? And having a whole bunch of busy work in between that and the reward doesn't, you know, equal, oh, that took a huge amount of skill. No, that just wasted my time, right? So, and I see this with MMOs because I play MMOs all the fucking time, right? All the time. And this is what some companies do. You got the reward over here, you're here, and then they put 1,000 things in between, you know, just for you to get to here, and those things in between aren't great. It's not like they're adding to the rest of the game. For example, in Guild Wars 2, you might have, you know, a collection thing that you got to do, but within that collection thing, you know, so at the end of it, you might get, like, say, a mastery point that goes towards, you know, you improving your character, like leveling up one of the reward tracks, not reward tracks, the mastery tracks, right? But that collection sort of fetch quest that you do might also have sub collections that you need to do in there as well. Those sub collections will also reward you with stuff too, be it achievement points, improving, like, you know, so improving the amount of, like, sorry, adding to the amount of achievement points you have, giving you more mastery points, possibly some rewards in terms of like gear or you know, crafting equipment, that sort of thing that you can store or use for crafting weapons and armor. So their system is really good because it feels like, even though it might be a little bit of a slog, you still get rewarded all the way. They remove so much of that in Invasions. In Invasions, like the first couple of seasons, you got tons of stuff. And then, like, over the time, as we noticed, they started to remove stuff from the Invasion, like the seasonal store, right? And I thought, okay, maybe most of it is going into Invasions. No, what they did was they stuck that crap into the seasonal tower, which is a hell of a grind, right? So that was a pest in on itself. So when you have too many things that are taking up time, too much grind, you need to start cutting the fat. You need to just go and look, you know, let's just do it this way. And Towers of Time is a great way for you to have persistent and ever-changing, you know, towers of, you know, with different content and whatnot, that you can just funnel all of this extra fluff that you've done. All the money and stuff that you wasted on all this invasion shit could have been easily a conquest mode, right? Easily. But you didn't do it. You want to know why? Because you're stupid. So now, as we have seen over this time, they have been slowly cutting back on invasions and the stuff that you need to do in order to get through a mesa to go to the next one, right? So when I eventually get around to it, because, you know, I've been reviewing every season, showing the skins and shit like that, right? And that's just for archiving purposes, just so that way people can see what was available. But ultimately, like, Towers of Time is a breath of fresh air. But, you know, we're gonna, you know, if they take invasions out, which I really hope they do, right? They could even have an invasions tower. Yeah, they could do that, I suppose. I mean, it's sort of, I guess that you kind of have both. You could have, like, the current, whatever, invasions tower that they want to run, so Scorpions won again. And then you got the legacy one that you can go and farm up stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's all stupid. It's all stupid. Dumb and gay. Anyway, so Carlos says, I wonder if they're starting over or what's going to be the point of invasions. Now you can unlock a lot of the older invasion skins in Towers of Time. Yep. I actually completely forgot that there's a secret fight at the end of season final boss fight. I swear I didn't fight such a thing after Shang Tsung, but I totally recall it for when it was Scorpion season. Dragon Medallion will let you bypass the requirements. Honestly, good riddance. Towers of Time was much more engaging and didn't feel like a mountain of grind. Yep. 100%. However, one thing I like about Invasion, it has a mini-map. Yeah, but that's like putting a band-aid on an amputated leg. It's too late, right? Did we see it coming soon after beating Titan Liu Kang? If not, maybe it's either ending or they're planning on revamping it in a way. I love Invasions because I'm super casual and I don't play ranked. We need to check that man's hard drive for cringe. Nobody likes Invasions, man. Come on, man. Stop lying, right? No, you're not going to get brownie points for that. Right. Yeah, apparently there was like, yeah, I can't believe with Melina, they literally just used, you know, Havoc's. What an absolute joke, man. Right? What an absolute joke. That there's no profile preview. Yep, in the game files that support this being the case. They're going repeating seasons, which again, as I've said in Kombat Cast, they actually mentioned this a long time ago that they'd repeat. But again, I reckon Towers of Time was not thought of then. I reckon Towers of Time has been something that they've been thinking of as the progression of the last year has gone on, and they've realized that, look, people are saying they want this back, let's just do it, you know, and then just quietly get rid of invasions. I think that would be the best thing to do. It gives people stuff to constantly work towards. You can put funny little events in there like we're doing with Halloween, where you put in different towers and stuff. You can do that shit. You could have a Christmas tower, you know, all that sort of stuff. You could just, it'd be so much better, right? Just, I would much rather, in this instance, I'd much rather be less, because less is more. Invasions, you know, is just a woeful experience, right? I wanted Cyrax and Sector Seed and have machine skins. Yeah, right, as if they're going to go to that length of trouble. Seriously, like, they're just chroma keying this stuff, man. Right? They're just taking one skin and just altering it slightly in, you know, Paint Shop Pro or, you know, whatever. I use Paint Shop Pro, I love Paint Shop Pro. Alright, I don't give a fuck, man. You're just going to have to deal with it. Anyway. Good, it was a horrible mode, 100%. I actually enjoy Invasions. Your opinion is valid. So they made a huge deal out of Invasions just for it to last only a year. Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. This is what happens when you let corporate.tm organize and, you know, dictate what, you know, this sort of stuff. Man, who the fuck thought this was fun? Like, you had Conquest, right? You literally had what I thought Invasions, so the people that haven't seen, you know, I'll finalize it. I thought Invasions was going to be the Crypt, but large scale from MK11. Probably one of the few things I liked aesthetically, not the loot boxy reset crap that they had with the chest in MK11's Crypt, but the aesthetic, dude. Like they literally created the island, you know, to a degree, for the Crypt in MK11. You had a standard NPC character, and when I heard about Invasions, I thought, here we go, man. That's it. Now, I've talked about this also too. I think Invasions, aka, or just bring back Conquest, should simply be a persistent online mode, aka like an MMO. You create a generic character, or you have a generic character, like an MK11's Crypt. You take that character, you go online, you do quests, you run around all the big open world, doing quests and side quests and interacting with other players and fighting them. So you could go up to a player, you know, and request to fight them, and then you go into an actual fight and choose two characters, right? And that when people are running around, they can actually see, you know, maybe something like a fight ring or something like that, you know, drops down, and you can run up and click on it and spectate the fight. You know, just really cool shit like that, right? And it's possible in this day and age. Like, the technology's there. Again, I see this sort of stuff in MMOs all the time, right? And that's why I always sort of come back to this. Conquest should be an MMO type, because then you could bring out expansions. You could then, like, you know, have new realms that they introduce in massive areas where you're discovering stuff and exploring and stuff, things like that. Then you could have invasions, right? Invasions could be some sort of like event that happens within whatever realm you're in. And it could be a massive like world boss that comes in, and everyone in the realm, like everyone in the server, has to come in and try and defeat it. Again, we see this at MMOs all the time. We have massive world bosses, you know, or meta events, if you will, like in, say, Guild Wars 2, where, you know, you go in and you participate. There's different things you got to do, right? Maybe there's rifts that open up that you've got to close. You know, if you don't close them in time, then the entire realm, you know, has some sort of like debuff on it. You know, maybe you get less health for like 30 minutes. You know, or something like that. It'd be so fucking cool and easy to do. Right? And what do they give us? Fucking board game. Anyway, catch you next time.